Have you ever been talking to someone and then suddenly your brain goes completely blank? You were doing fine a second ago. They said something, you replied. Everything felt normal. Then out of nowhere, there is silence. And inside your head, you are screaming, say something, say literally anything. But nothing comes out. Maybe you say, so, yeah. And now the silence somehow feels even louder. We have all been there. And when it happens, it is easy to think, maybe I am boring. Or maybe I am just bad at talking to people. But here is the good news. You are probably not boring. You might just not have a simple system for keeping a conversation moving. So in this video, I will show you 4 simple ways to never run out of things to say. And the first one is probably the most important. Stop asking questions that can be answered with one word. For example, imagine someone tells you, I just got back from a trip. A lot of people will ask, was it fun? And the other person will say, yeah. Then what? You have nowhere to go. That is because questions like was it fun or did you like it are dead-end questions. They give the other person an easy exit. Instead, ask something that gives them room to tell a story. For example, what was the best part of the trip? Or, what surprised you the most when you got there? Or even, what was the one thing you did that you would definitely do again? Notice what changed. You are not just asking whether the trip was good. You are giving them a specific memory to talk about. And when people start telling stories, conversations become much easier. The second trick is to listen for conversation threads. A conversation thread is just a small detail in what someone says that you can follow. For example, someone might say, I recently started going to the gym. That one sentence has several possible threads. You could ask, what made you decide to start? Or, what kind of workouts do you usually do? Or, do you actually enjoy it? Or are you forcing yourself to go? That last one is great because it is specific, relatable, and gives them something real to react to. The key is this. Do not try to respond to everything they say. Just pick one interesting detail and follow it. If they say they went hiking, you can ask about the trail. If they mention a new job, ask what made them choose it. If they say they watched a movie, ask which part stayed in their mind after it ended. One sentence can lead to 5 more questions. You just have to notice the details. Now, here is a mistake that makes conversations feel exhausting. Do not turn the conversation into an interview. You know the kind of conversation where someone asks, where are you from? What do you do? How long have you been doing that? Who did you go with? It can feel like you are being questioned by a detective. So instead, use this simple pattern. Ask, share, ask. First, ask a question. Then share a small thought, memory, or opinion related to their answer. Then continue with another question. For example, someone says they love horror movies. You could say, you like horror movies? I honestly cannot watch them alone. I always end up turning the lights on after. Then ask, what is the scariest movie you have ever seen? Now it feels like a real conversation. You are not just collecting information from them. You are both adding something. And the last tip is simple, but it changes everything. React before you move on. A lot of people are so focused on thinking of the next question that they forget to react to what the other person just said. But people want to feel heard. They do not need you to always have the perfect response. Sometimes they just need you to say, wait, that actually happened? Or, that is so funny. Or, honestly, I would have panicked too. Those little reactions tell someone, I am listening. I get it. Keep going. And that makes them more comfortable sharing with you. So the next time your mind goes blank, remember this. Ask questions that cannot be answered with one word. Follow one interesting detail. Share a little about yourself and react naturally. You do not need to be the funniest person in the room. You do not need a perfect story ready at all times. You just need to make the other person feel interesting. And when you do that, you will almost never run out of things to say.